When complex legal matters arise, you need more than advice. You need strategy, speed, and certainty. Pryor, Zarnis & Wallace Law Firm can help by offering expert services across commercial law, dispute resolution, property, and estate planning, and more. So whether you're growing a business, protecting your assets, or navigating a legal challenge, Pryor, Zarnis & Wallace's team delivers practical, results-driven solutions. For trusted legal support, visit ptwlaw.com.au today. There's no ouzo talk without a bottle of ouzo, which is why we love the Greek providore. Get a real taste of the very best produce that Greece has to offer. From olive oils and delicious artisan sweets to unique spirits, earthy herbs and memorable wines. Visit thegreekprovidore.com.au to see their delicious range. The Greek Providore, proud sponsors of the Ouzo Talk podcast.
Sound is.
Nick Athanasiou, we're back for another episode of Ouzo Talk, and mate, there's a bottle in between us. We should probably move that. Mate, good to see you again. What's happening?
Mate, how good is life, eh? Me and you are getting these episodes back to back because we're all going to Greece, like we discussed the last couple of episodes. But I'm actually excited about our guest today because he does remind me a bit of us in a way.
In some ways, we're similar in the sense that we're all sort of championing Hellenism and, you know, telling truths about Hellenism and our stories and whatnot. I love this guy because he mixes a lot of history into what he does, social commentary, as well as all of the, you know, the comedic stuff. And we'll talk a little bit about why he's here and whatnot. But shall I do the honors formally?
Definitely, mate. Fire away.
Okay, so our guest today is a Greek-Australian entrepreneur, stand-up comedian, amateur historian, and social media presence. Recognized in Forbes 30 Under 30 Greece, he's built, bought, and sold businesses, but businesses is only part of the story. Mm-hmm. Beyond the deals and ventures, he's built a growing media presence through his stand-up comedy, history, news, and geopolitics content, as well as being the host of Gringlish podcast. He lives in Athens now, but he's back on our shores at the invitation of the Greek consulate here in Sydney to take part in a comedy roast alongside some of Greece and Greek Australia's funniest talent. Joining us in the distillery today, all the way from Athens, is the Honourable George Moulos. Welcome, mate.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be. It's weird to be back because it's been like a decade since I was here in Australia.
Is it that long?
10 years.
A decade. I was a kid. I was 19 when I left.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't realise. I thought you were fresh gone.
No.
And he's still got the thick Aussie accent.
100%, yeah. I mean, kita. I basically speak to Americans all day, every day for the last 10 years because all my clients are Americans.
Sure.
So if I'm speaking English, it's to Americans and my friends and family from Australia on the phone. Or I'm speaking Greek. So, or I've been in foreign countries where I'm speaking Greek and pretending to speak whatever Portuguese. So I've kept the Aussie accent. I feel like it's a bit less wog though.
Yep.
I'm hearing wog accents on the street. I'm like, come on, I don't sound like this Lebo.
You don't.
Come on,
You don't.
You don't, mate.
It's cleaned up a bit, I hope.
Yeah, nah.
But yeah.
Quality. Solid. Well, should we have a drink?
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it formally. Yamas.
Cheers.
Welcome,
Yamas.
Good to see you, mate. Welcome. Welcome back home, I guess.
It's weird too. I grew up in Sylvania Waters.
Okay, so you're local.
So you're local.
This is home.
Fantastic.
Me and the boys, when I first got my car, a black Mazda 2,
Yep.
we were here. I'd pick up the boys
Yep.
that I grew up with,
Yep.
and we go to Bay Vista.
Of course.
And that's the big outing.
Of
See
course
all
it
the wogs driving their cars.
So you were definitely one of the locals. More importantly, do you follow rugby league and who's your team?
Growing up, Hazem El Masri, is that his name?
Bulldogs.
Okay.
I remember I went to a game. I went to his last game against the Warriors.
All right.
Did you?
And Kita, for me, I'm not a cars guy. I'm not a sports guy. I'm a history guy.
Yeah.
Right? But Bulldogs and Hazem El Masri, I've read his autobiography, everything. I went to his last game.
Yeah.
I got lost at the game. My mum was running around trying to find me. I went back to the car, I remember, and some Lebanese family, I'm like, hey, can I use your phone? I call my mum. The yelling I received.
Yeah.
The Vrishidi.
You have to, like, Greek moms, yelling is standard. And it gets louder and louder the more angry they get, and then it drops. It's like a supernova sun. It gets so bright, it like goes white. That was the anger level at the Hazimol Masri night. Wow. And then after that, I think that was the, like, it blew up.
Yeah.
And then that was the end of my sporting career. I never followed sports ever again.
There you
So
go.
she
After
mimi.
that.
Nah. She cleared it out of my system.
Love it.
Wow. Look, I've got to ask you, you've just tried that Cipro, or that was Ciclo the R. What did you like, the first one?
I
or
like
the
this one
second
more. I was about to say.
You like that one
Yeah,
more?
this is nice.
Very good. Okay.
Well,
We have a Cisco and Ebert thing happening here.
we
huh?
do. We've got a bit of. Well, thank you to the GreekProvidor.com.au that supply us all these beautiful, tasty beverages, as
Yes.
we've been known, and drink responsibly.
Of course.
We say that at every episode.
We don't have to say that in Greece.
No, you
have to say
don't.
that.
No, they're like, cannot eat this. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Here it's drink responsibly, gamble responsibly. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. What a crack up. Well, we tried the grapes, the rocks and grapes, the Ariero, which we've had on the episode a couple of times, and we've had the 35N Ciclo Dia, the Syrah version, and you like this one, the Crete version. Yeah, you prefer that. Okay.
Yeah, easily.
What about you, Mastera?
Mate, these two are probably my favourites so far, and we've had a lot of them, to be fair. These, George, this is the top shelf for sure. Out of all of the stuff that we've had, it's pretty neck and neck for mine. I'm slightly giving it to rocks and grapes for mine because it's a little more complex, I feel like. But look, if you ask me in an hour, I'll probably change my mind.
Yeah. Okay. Good call. Well, the 35N, I think, is more traditional, I felt. It was beautiful, traditional.
Yep.
Rocks and grapes, a bit more smoother. I don't know.
It's the marble, is it?
It's probably the marble effect.
This
The
is filtered
Pentelic-
through marble.
We're calling
They're
it
just like,
Pentelic.
what is really Greek that we can filter this? Corruption, we can't filter through that. That's an idea.
Yeah.
I reckon that's what they actually did, though.
Yeah.
What can we filter this through that screams Greece?
Yeah, they're like, fuck it, put some marbles in there, call it a thing.
Fereligo marmaro,
Yeah,
Malaga does a taste. Yeah, good. That'll do.
love it.
Reckon that's it. Bravo. Well, thank you, Crystal. Awesome.
GreekProvidor.com.au. Check it out, guys.
Also, big thank you to PTW Law Firm as well, ptw.com.au, for sponsoring this show and the last half a dozen.
Absolutely. We're going to need them.
We will.
With the luckiest that we
Yes.
say. Anyway.
If we don't say drink responsibly, we'll need them.
Yeah, exactly.
Eh?
That's right. Call Tolly, right?
Tolly's the man. We love you, Tolly.
Beautiful. All right. So, George, mate, again, welcome back home. We've been following you for quite some time now. We love your videos. How did this all start for you?
So, I mean, I started making videos as soon as I left Australia. 2018, February, I left. And I'm like, I have an e-commerce business that I started very young. And I always wanted to not be a poor artist. Let's call it. I'm like, let me make some money first before I do like, yes. That being said, I always vlogged. I started the vlogging thing, documenting my life. I did 15, 20 countries in Europe.
Yep.
And I was vlogging. Nobody watched it. My mom was like, I'm not watching it. You're going to make it entertaining, kill us.
Yeah.
But I started comedy in 2021 in Barcelona. I was living in Barcelona at the time.
Wow.
And that's where it began, just telling stories. I mean, it's so weird today. I literally bumped into my two Greek friends from high school on the street, just in the city. Haven't been in 10 years. I bumped into them. It was wild. I go to them. I'm like, you have no idea. Our bullshit banter, making fun of everything, criticizing everything. That's all my comedy.
You made it into a career.
It's that.
Yeah.
And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, bro, I'm not even the funniest in our friend group.
Yeah.
And I'm the comedian. Like, anyway, so telling stories with the boys, and that's kind of where it all began. I'm like, let me just tell some stories, in Barcelona. And he started there. Then, the art of comedy slowly developed, the art of storytelling and forming jokes and everything started. And then I ate shit for 5 years doing stand-up across Europe, sometimes in America, eventually in Athens, running my own show. And then I started in 2024 when I wasn't a complete broke entrepreneur. I was like, you know what? I have, 5 minutes a day to breathe. If I could do anything, what would I do? If I say to myself, if I could do anything, which anybody can do anything, and I knew I could succeed, what would I do? What industry would I get into? And I said, it'd be media and content.
Sure.
I was always trying to make entrepreneur content and be cool, on the edge of a high rise looking out. Never worked.
Yep.
Never worked. I'm like, fuck it. Let me do one podcast just talking about whatever the hell I want. And I just ranked Roman emperors from first to 182nd. And we clipped one guy out of that, Basil II, the Bulgar Slayer, 200,000 views.
Wow.
I'm like, you're telling me the thing I've been obsessed with history for 20 years that I never spoke about because I thought no one would care. That's what people want to see.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
When complex legal matters arise, you need more than advice. You need strategy, speed, and certainty. Pryor, Zarnes & Wallace Law Firm can help by offering expert services across commercial law, dispute resolution, property, and estate planning, and more. So whether you're growing a business, protecting your assets, or navigating a legal challenge, Pryor, Zarnes & Wallace's team delivers practical, results-driven solutions. For trusted legal support, visit ptwlaw.com.au today. There's no ouzo talk without a bottle of ouzo, which is why we love the Greek Providor. Get a real taste of the very best produce that Greece has to offer. From olive oils and delicious artisan sweets, to unique spirits, earthy herbs and memorable wines. Visit thegreekprovidor.com.au to see their delicious range. The Greek Providor, proud sponsors of the Ouzo Talk podcast.
And then I'm all right, let's do more history stuff. I'm just telling stories in my own way, being myself. And that evolved into, well, you know what? I watch the news every day. Let me talk about the news. And I give I do it in my way, comedically, whatever. I don't necessarily give my opinion, but bias is bias. I'm not a reporter.
Yep.
I say what I can,
Yep.
because I saw the market in Greece for news is atrocious. They just don't know what they're doing, and they're stuck in the 80s. And then I did. It's pretty much who I am.
Yes.
That's who I am on social media, and that luckily is received well. I think there's a lot of Greek diaspora like, we got a canary in the coal mine here. Let's see what this guy's doing in Greece.
Yep.
He's also telling me some stuff about Greece that I didn't know maybe. The renovation series is one thing that really popped off that ended quickly, but is still in the works, let me tell you.
Really?
We're months into filming, but I can't publish it yet.
Yep.
Okay.
Long story.
So you have got a place.
I've got a place.
Okay. Well, I'm
Yeah.
sure we'll tap into a bit more of that.
Yeah. So it's I've never put that much effort into something that didn't come out on the same day.
Okay.
So that happened. And then comedic sketches, which brought me here, which is a wild irony that me and my mate Christos, one day we were just sitting in Pagrati. I'm like, we got to make a video making fun of the embassy.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah,
This was brilliant.
Yeah.
he goes, yeah. I'm like, yeah. We're just sitting there at Blind Spot in Pagrati. I'm like, yeah, we should do a sketch where I'm the consulate and you coming in for a passport.
Yeah.
And I'm just
Fucking around.
insane.
Yeah.
And then we wrote it, and then we filmed in my apartment, and it got more and more insane. But like, I mean, the embassy here. Growing up, I had to do organize my passport, strato, all this stuff here.
The consulate.
The consulate. Sorry,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's just insane. And not just that, but I've been to Greek consulates around the world.
Yep.
In Munich,
Ah.
in New York, in Spain during COVID. In Greece, obviously, the back and forth with Greek, not just Greek consulates, but offices, government offices and everything, Pandu. And I'm just like, I've seen other people do like other country embassy videos.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's done Greece properly.
Yeah.
And
He's saying they're consistent.
you know what? Then some places are good. It does come down to the individual. And I wouldn't be saying this except for properly meeting the production you're here.
Yeah.
Scamperis.
Yeah, it's the best.
It's blown my mind. I thought all Greek government officials were, how do I say, shit.
Uptight.
Yeah.
Shit.
Trash. But it's blown my mind that you can make a bad situation good. And yeah, I'm all right. So we filmed it all we wrote it and filmed it all in a day. Christos, the only person I feel comfortable filming with, to be honest.
Yeah.
He helped me write as well and helped me film and edit it and everything. And then it came out and started blowing up, and I also collaborated with Angelo Tsarouchas, who I think was on this too.
Yes.
Yeah.
A few
And
times.
yeah, I mean, he's the GOAT of the Greek comedy world.
he is,
Goes without saying. And Scampetti's comments is like, look, it's not, obviously this is an exaggeration, Tinasbol, like
Yeah.
Malakias Canis, which I think is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it kind of stewed in his head. And he told me the other day, like, he's like, look, that's how it used to be and it'd be nice to see the new Greek culture, not just comedically even, but the broad spectrum of the new Greek culture in Greece. So he said to me, it would be nice to do a comedy show next year. I'm like, you're the Greek consulate. I don't believe anything you say, right? Up until 4 days ago, I didn't believe this was going to happen.
Yeah.
I go, print out that boarding pass for me and I'll believe you, okay?
Yeah.
And then, slowly organized and he flew us out and everything. And I came back to 10 minutes from where I grew up. I was never going to come back to Australia. I don't think I with this whole place.
Really?
And I remember telling my mum on the airport out in February 2018, I'm like, I'm not coming back unless I don't know who they was, they fly me out and they pay me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's what they did.
And that's what they did. There you go.
Wow. So you had no intention of coming back?
Nah.
Why is that? What made you leave?
I'm not going to lie, like my childhood was a bit crazy.
Yeah.
My parents worked their ass off to send me to a good school. And I wanted to be an entrepreneur.
Yep.
An internet entrepreneur girl, so e-commerce girl after.
Yeah.
And mum's like, always thought it was video games I was playing.
Yeah.
I went to Newington, which is, as you probably know, is a ridiculously expensive school.
Yep.
So when I was like, no, I'm going to be an entrepreneur.
Yep.
They're like, okay. You obviously didn't learn anything.
Yeah.
And then I moved out of home when I was 17, and then I moved to the city, and I'm like, I'm making some money online, but I'm barely surviving. So I'm like, you know what, fuck it, let me get out of here. And eventually I left. And obviously Australia has no culture to speak of. The culture the three of us grew up in was Greek culture in Australia, which is different to Greek culture, but that's the world we grew up in.
Yep.
And if I'm not reaping the benefits of a salary man here, I'm never going to get a mortgage because banks don't give money to ethnic 18-year-old entrepreneurs with hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
So I left and I traipsed around the world for a long time, always coming back to Greece. And I said, I'll stop when I feel like it, when I feel like I'm at home. And when I went to Greece for the first time, I didn't go to Kalifada, Marousi, Kifisia, I went to Victoria. I used Panteleimonas. It's the hood.
Okay.
It's the hood. It's the worst place.
So in Athens.
In Athens,
right,
yeah.
Okay.
And
Like Omonia or?
worse.
Worse than Exarchia?
Yeah, it's one more step. So Exarchia is here, Omonia is here, and Victoria is here.
Okay. I get it now.
It's the Valley of Athens ends in Agios Panteleimonas.
Wow.
It's all the Savoura just at Kipai.
And you went there?
I went there. I lived with my cousin. And I'm like, I lived in Monaco, New York, Copenhagen, beautiful places. And Victoria's home for me. Agios Panteleimonas.
Yeah.
It's the people, it's the culture.
Yeah.
I can't explain it. So that's when I am like, all right, slowly, it took me 5 more years to figure it out. I'm like, all right, that's where I'm going to live. And eventually I lived in Cyprus for a long time, always traveling every year, didn't sit down in one city for longer than 3 months.
Yep.
And then, 2024, I'm like, needs to change. And so I'm like, let me walk across Greece, Stagriora, and then, all right, then I'll settle down. and I settled down in Athens, that's it. No.
Wow.
So let's just break a Guinness World Record.
That's it.
Just while we're
Just for the fun of it.
There's something to do.
Let's fit it in.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
Wow.
So tell us about that. You've brought it up.
Yes.
What happened?
I think there's this quote by this female author, I forget where I read it. She said something along the lines of, you need to leave certain phases in of your life with a certain type of ruthlessness. I think that's true. And I think phases of your life are like a bell curve, and like this axis would be time, this axis would be enjoyment. It's like a bell curve. You come to a new city, you come to university, a new job, and things are very tough to get accustomed to. And enjoyment slowly goes up as you become more comfortable with stuff. And it reaches a peak at some point.
Yep.
And eventually you got to move the hell on.
Yep.
You don't want to be the old guy at the club. That's what I always thought about. I remember this old guy would come in a suit. He's like 60, 70 years old. He's picking up the same age girls as me, and I was 18.
Yeah.
My dog. Firstly, weird.
Yep.
That you're doing better than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You girls. Okay, you got better game than me. I'm gonna get you the fuck out of here, guy.
Yeah.
And but so I was at that point, 2024. I'm like, I finally got over a breakup that happened 4 years before that, and I'll slowly. I'm like, I've been
4 years to get over it.
Yeah, it was tough.
You over it now?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I dated heaps of women in between, but I was still thinking about my ex.
Yeah.
And I was
Can you take Lacasio out, please?
I know, right?
And sort him out. Please, just set the fucker straight.
I know, you're right. I've been hearing about it nonstop. And And I was sick of traveling. I'm like, I felt no meaning in the traveling I was doing. And I'm not someone for drugs and alcohol and all any of that stuff. I'm for, let me see archaeological sites and new historical sites and new culture, because that's also a type of dopamine for people.
Sure.
And eventually I'm like, let me sit down in Athens and before I do that, let me do something. And I was getting into the ultra. I always did Spartan races. Do you have that in Australia? The obstacle course races?
Yeah.
Tough Mudder.
Yeah.
After.
Yep.
After across Europe, I was doing marathons and ocean swims. After. My mum always raised me to be like a swimming person. I used to go to Cars Park every day for like 10 years in the mornings. And and I was like, what's the next level?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I saw this crazy guy do the run across Africa. I'm like, look, I'm not a marathon runner. I think you see, I'm not a tall guy.
Yeah.
Right? I'm built like a short tree.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know how to explain it. Like a barrel.
You might have a big heart though, mate.
Yeah.
That's it.
So,
That's it.
and I know, I'm like, how far can I push my mind beyond more than anything? I'm like, well, he's done Africa. Someone's going to do Greece. Let a Greek do Greece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I organized it, and I got my employee, who was my friend, Gael Daniele, an Italian kid who I met in Cyprus. I'm like, you could film it. You're going to have to drive a car, film it, feed me, take care of the washing, take care of everything. And we planned it, and I guess we did it. And we found the Greek America Foundation. We raised the money. They gave the money to the Greek orphanages.
Beautiful.
And we did the Guinness World Record. And
How long did it take you?
26 days, 10 hours, 4 minutes. Got the
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's the record from going northern.
Not anymore.
Degrees? Oh, someone broke
really?
it.
2 weeks ago.
What?
You're joking.
Yeah.
Who's that?
A Cypriot Londoner,
Cipreo.
Cipreo Hercules Nicolaou. Yeah.
Oh,
The
wow.
motherfucker had to run it, kill us.
And he ran it.
14 days.
God.
Wow.
So we got the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Sorry, George.
Oh, thanks for coming in, George.
I know. That's why lucky you guys didn't know.
I know,
Got a
right?
couple of typical shots out of it.
Wow. Bloody hell.
Yeah. But
So-
the thing, what for me was like, firstly, it's not a record. I could take 44 months. It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
But we filmed every day. We made a Instagram reel every day. We made a YouTube video every day. It was a real experience walking it. I mean, we got 4 or 5 days in and we're like, bro, why are we rushing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why are we rushing?
Yeah.
Let's talk to some people, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the conversations I had with people. I mean, the morning we were about to start, some guy said Elamessa. We had a coffee with this guy, and I remember he had hands like fucking, like a baseball mitt was his hand.
Really?
And he had walnuts. He was growing walnuts, and he had it in his show, just went like this. And he opened the walnuts with his hand. We're like,
Wow. Crushing with his
that's
hands.
a fucking gorilla. What? Nicest guy.
And was it part of northern Greece? I'm assuming?
Ordomenio, yeah, the most northerly town in Greece.
Yeah.
And we're there, we're like, look, we got a Guinness World Record to break here, buddy. We're fucking around doing this. And he tells us for 2 hours a story about the metanastes coming in through the little river, and him bringing them in, giving them clothes, all this stuff. We're learning all this stuff. Like, it was crazy. And that was before we even began.
Wow.
The stories we heard, man, we were in this town just above Thermopylae called Mendenica, I think. Beautiful city with an Italian city. It was like 5 houses with an Italian castle.
Yeah.
Beautiful view of Evia, the north Evia, Thermopylae. You can see Lamia in the north. And this lady ran the restaurant. She's telling us all these stories about the local area and how her son died in a car accident. All this stuff, you could see the pain on her face. And if you're running the thing, how are you going to have this conversation?
Yeah.
Firstly, walking is exhausting enough.
Yeah.
Can't sit there have a conversation. And I had one salami boy running my operation. And Hercules, Sirio, had 7 teams.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like life.
Yeah.
It's not about what you do. It's about how you do it.
Yeah.
And I'd rather enjoy the experience and listen and meet everyone, because I'm not an athlete. I'm not here trying to break records so I can be the best. I'm here to enjoy the experience, do something for myself. I'm not going to sit here and say I did it for the orphans. I did it for myself.
Yeah.
For whatever, for my mental strength, or to show that I can do things to myself. I mean, on a daily basis, but tomorrow I got the biggest show I've ever done in stand-up, right? 350, 400 people.
Yep.
I'm going to sit here and say I'm nervous. Like, I can't do it. If I can do a marathon every day for a month, I think I can do 5 minutes of stand-up about shit I talk about every day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it just became the thing of, if you can do that, you can do this.
Yeah.
And it was also a privilege to do, time-wise, money-wise. So, yeah.
There's so much positive in everything you've just said there.
Oh,
because
amazing.
The main thing is that, okay, you set out to do this record and, prove something to yourself, but it sounds like the most important thing was the stories and the experience that you got out of it.
Yeah.
It's that whole thing about, it's the journey, not the destination.
100%.
Right?
100%. For me, anytime I get a bit lost in my life, I go back to Stoicism.
Yeah.
And I lived in Larnaca, old Kitium, where Zeno of Kitium, the guy who invented Stoicism,
From Larnaca.
was born. And he eventually went to Athens, shipwrecked his ship and became broke. I'm like, my God, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Following his footsteps.
Well, they've actually found the site, the painted porch. It's in Monastiraki somewhere.
Oh, wow.
So a couple of Americans invested all this money.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm actually going to head there in 2 months. I'm going to go
Nice.
check it out. So
Yeah, no, for me, it's anytime I get a bit lost,
you
I
think
go back to
about
the old operating system of Stoicism.
Yeah, the best.
And for me, I mean, I was born in a period of entrepreneurship. I was born in the social network times. That movie, The Social Network, about Facebook. Everyone's got $1 billion startup. And I said to myself, if I don't make $1 billion company, I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm there 13 years old working at McDonald's, unloading shipping containers at Fruitex.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking...
Fruitex.
Fruitex, Jolas. I'm Catherian, don't forget.
So you know, James.
Big game James.
Yeah.
And near the end, I'm like, I want to not work with my hands for the rest of my life. And I got into entrepreneurship, and it was never enough. It never is enough in the internet hustle world. Gary Vaynerchuk, internet Malakias, who ended up being a client, ironically.
Oh, really?
Nah, I met him in New York, and if you're not enjoying the journey, you're chasing a thing forever, which is the world Aussies grew up in.
Yep.
It's the American culture of success. Stoicism teaches, you have to enjoy the journey.
I love the way you've just described that, because one of the things that we've learnt doing this podcast, talking to so many different people, whether it be, Stephen Fry spoke a lot about this sort of stuff as well. And
Here,
yes,
he said in this chair.
he sat in that chair.
Right there.
PDO.
Yeah.
Wow.
So did Angela Tsaruka.
Yes, he did. Yeah. Professor Paul Cartledge didn't sit in that chair. But anyway, all of these people taught, and referring back to things like Herodotus or Kazantzakis or Ischilo or all of these things, all of this stuff, it's interesting that it's all about what is the meaning of this fucking life.
Yeah.
It all relates back to that. Yeah. And I feel like that's what you're trying to find.
No, 100%. 100%. And I think, I hate to say your guys' generation, but your guys' generation, my parents' generation, my grandparents' generation. I was just talking about this with Scamberis. My generation we're not poor, my generation.
How old are you again, by the way?
27.
27, okay.
My generation, you guys worked hard. Our grandparents worked hard. And if you're in Sydney and you're Greek, especially if you're Catherian, you're not doing badly.
Yeah.
You went to a private school.
Yeah,
you live in the eastern suburbs.
100%.
Your father's probably got a few liquor stores running around. You're in hospitality.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. You never have to work again in your life.
Definitely.
Yeah. So it's like, unfortunately, my parents weren't rich, so that sucks. But my generation is looking for a crusade.
Yeah.
Because my crusade was very easy. Don't be poor. My crusade was always very easy.
Yeah.
When that no longer was a huge issue, it was a bigger problem. But my generation, especially Greek diaspora, Greek Aussies, because they don't have a clear crusade of don't be poor anymore. They're like, well, my parents are wealthy. They're going to leave me a shit ton of money. My grandparents are wealthy. They're going to leave me a shit ton of money. What is the meaning of my existence in Australia that's all about wealth, right? And property and status. And that for me, I learned that very early because I'm Catherian and a couple of my uncles are billionaires and they all hate each other because I'm Catherian. I'm thinking, and they barely talk to my family because we're poor in their comparison. But I go to their houses once every year, Easter, New Year's, whatever.
What, here in Australia? Or?
No.
Oh, okay.
Eastern suburbs.
You don't have to mention their names, but
no, I'd love to, but they'd sue the shit out of me. They'd bury me. Yeah. Like I'm
called PTW.
Yeah, exactly.
We got you covered, mate.
You see ultra wealth like that.
Yeah.
And for me, it's well, I want that. So, but my generation now, it's very hard. That's why my generation is the loudest about every single cause that doesn't affect them whatsoever. They're marching, all that stuff. I've never marched in my life, not because I don't believe in a cause, but I got work to do, buddy. Yeah, it's Monday. It's 9 a.m. on a Monday. I'm not at a march. You know, I got work to do.
Yeah.
I think in my generation, there's a big loss of meaning. They don't know what to focus on. They don't know where their heart should be. A lot of my friends, I just caught up with my friends last night from primary school, Sylvania area. Not the wealthiest area in Sydney, let's say. And you know what? They're all engaged, married, and I know their girlfriends and wives and fiancés, and I know they're good people because I think they have a very clear mission. We want a good life. We want to build wealth and have a good family, have good kids, and make a better world for them. Whereas the wealthiest friends, family and friends I have, they'd be more lost, whether it's America, Australia.
Well, they got no purpose.
Correct.
The purpose is already done. You know, they've made money. Now what? What else?
Exactly. And, you know, I see it in Greece now. Yeah. Every Greek person that comes to Greece, they're like, hey, let's go for a cafe. And you know what? I'm like, first, I don't know you. The only thing we have in common is we both like my content. And that's not enough for us to have a cafe. But sometimes I go meet with them. And, you know, they come to Greece, they're like, look, I make money online. My parents are wealthy. I don't know. I'm looking for something. And yeah, look, I was in the same boat. I mean, after making a bit of money, that's why I started the content. I found a bit more meaning in that. And I'm to, you know, on this note, I'm like, I'm a storyteller. Whether I'm selling businesses, I have an online business where I sell businesses, e-commerce brokers. Yeah. I'm telling a story of a business so that I can sell those businesses. Content, I'm telling you a story about bloody whatever, Zeno of Kitium. I'm telling you a story. And stand-up, obviously stories. My gift is I'm a storyteller. Yeah. For me, that's my meaning. I'm here to entertain, make people's lives a bit better for 5 seconds. So
perfect guest for a podcast.
Nah. So it's like, for me, meaning, you know, I found my meaning like that, but it's a whole ass journey. It's not, you're not going to find it, I think, sitting here in Sydney in your parents' $10 million mansion. You got to go out and see the world.
Yeah, no, brilliant. Look, you've packed so much in your 27 years. Like, he's talking like a 50-year-old. What do you reckon?
No, well, it's what I said before. You know,
God, and
you've managed to summarize a lot of the stuff that so many different guests have spoken about. Yeah. In your experience, the difference is that you're actually going out and fucking doing it.
Yeah.
And recognizing that what I'm doing is not enough for me.
Yeah.
So I'm going chasing it because why the fuck not?
Yeah. 100%.
I love that.
It is. And so mature beyond your age. Like 27 for us, you're still young, still like a kid, but you're talking like a 50-year-old, like I said before. You've done so much. Look, I want to touch on your heritage. So you mentioned Kithara, but I know you've done a DNA test and your ancestors go back X amount of generations. Yeah. Do you want to talk through that?
Yeah. So, look, I knew I was, I knew I was, Kithirians say they're Kithirian before they say they're Greek. And there's 50,000 Kithirians in Sydney, 3,000 Kithirians in Kithara. Wow. Yeah, and like
it's like the Kazis, same sort of thing.
Kithirians and Kazis, they came to Greece pre-World War II. Yes. And then the other Greeks came and were like, who are these Ftohi people? Come on, get it out of my face. I was always obsessed with history since I was a kid, probably because all my grandparents died before my parents were like 10. So I never met them. And I think I was looking for, and most of my family lived in the eastern suburbs in North Shore, rich, and they don't even know my name until now. Yeah. And I guess I was looking for me. I remember I would be able to borrow 2 books from Sylvania Heights Public School where I went, and then 2 from the library, and then borrow 2 books from the Coles under the library, the community library underneath the Coles at Southgate. So I'd have 4 books a week. And my mom would always take me there, collect the books, whether it was always history, war, history stuff, trying to understand the world around me, which is pretty much all I'm doing in my life, trying to understand the world around me. And siga, you know, I got to Greek history, and then, you know, years and years go by, I start traveling, running around the world. I forget her name, but she's Kithirian, but she doesn't speak Greek, and she does genealogical trees.
Okay.
And it cost $1,000, and I'm like, look, I got like $1,000, let's spend it all. So she does my genealogical tree. And because Kithara was never conquered by the Turks, who don't know how to manage books, it was conquered by the North Italians, and they know how to keep their church records and tax records. So we went back 800 years. We went back like 400 years. So she did that komati of the genealogical tree, and that took me back to like 1600s when Kithara was wiped out by Barbarossa, an Ottoman pirate. It got repopulated by people who came from Crete. So then I started chasing Crete, which was owned by the Venetians in the 1500s.
Wow.
and Candia, which is now Heraklion. Candia was the Venetian name. Candia was the capital of basically Venetian holdings in Greece, because they owned Cyprus, they owned Crete, a bunch of other islands, Kythera, Ionian Islands, and some islands across the Adriatic, Croatia, some stuff holding Cappadocia and Croatia and Slovenia, and then land around Venice itself. But Candia was the east-west city access. And I found the census of Candia, 1500s, 1600s. And then and I go through it all, and it says, oh, by the way, I did this in Venice. I had to go to Venice to do this.
Wow.
Right. So, I mean, I said I was working with the Cappadocian University.
Yeah.
I've never been to university.
Yeah.
And, oh, that's right. I was doing university talks around Greece, Cyprus, and Eastern Europe. And I'm like, here's a picture of me at Cappadocian University. I work here. And so I go to the Venetian.
I'm from Kerkira, by the way, so that this all resonates.
I'm at the Biblioteca in Venice on St. Mark's Square, I think it is. And I organized some because you can't just walk in. It's not opening 500-year-old books.
Yeah.
And some I'm looking for this book. This book, we spent hours there. I find the census data. I'm taking a photo. It says names that are in my family tree that the lady put together for me.
And what are the names?
Notaras.
Notaras.
Okay. Notaras, Stratigos, Megalokonomo, Komeno, Venardo.
There's some important names in here.
You mentioned a few.
Then I go break them down even further. So it goes off in this direction. It goes Constantinople.
Yeah.
Because after Constantinople falls,
So Comino would have been from there?
Komeno is Italian.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Komnenos. Άλλο πράγμα.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's the connection.
Yeah.
So strategos is literally means general. And that name, and it's said in the Venetian census, patri, name, family, in Venetian Italian, it might be strategos.
Yep.
And then caseta, house, or where they're from, or something like that, or maybe the opposite, where they're from, Constantinopolitan, it said.
Oh, wow.
So strategos, if you became a general in the East Roman army in Constantinople, you'd be called stratios, basically. Like a paratsukli becomes your name, basically.
Yeah.
And then another one like logothetis, which was also in my family tree. That's a position in the church, I believe.
Okay.
But nothing tops. I'll leave this to the end. So I'm going to leave that Constantinople.
So we're talking 1500s now.
Well, 1400s.
1400s, before the invasion.
14, yeah. So I'm going to leave one name there for the last because it's the best version, the best part of it. And then another Akri some comes from Sparti, Peloponneso, not to mention my mum. So we're talking about 3 grandparents in all this stuff because my dad's mum comes from basically Monevasia, which is Peloponnese, which means
beautiful.
No church records. Oh, gorgeous, yeah. So of the 3 grandparents, so some come from Peloponneso and Sparti, and then Venardo, for example, big Cytherian name, comes straight from Venice itself, because Venice brought people to come to Apostoles,
play our fields or build
to build and populate Candia.
Okay,
and then from Candia, they then repopulated Kythera.
Okay,
after the Barbarossa destroyed everything, and then in another book, Venardo has a whole page on the noble families of Venice. They have their own emblem, Apostoles shield.
Coat of arms.
Coat of arms.
Yep.
And in Venice, there's a palace called the Venardo Palace.
Wow.
Which is wild.
So you're connected to that.
Yeah.
They're your people.
Long different connections now.
Yeah.
And
what about this thing up here that you pointed to?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get to that?
Wait to get to this. Wait to get to this. Yeah. I was always obsessed with the Roman Empire as a kid, right?
I could tell.
And to find out that by some insane connection that the second in charge of the Roman Empire is related to you.
Wow.
Is that not us?
Yes.
You're like, yo.
So you got a connection. Your Rello is the second in charge of the Roman Empire.
Yeah, and in charge of the Navy, which goes to another connection. But let me break the Lucas Notaras connection down. So he was a trader from Monevasia.
Yes.
Right? And then we're talking...
the wine traders, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking...
Knows his shit, eh?
Yeah. I was there last year. I was reading all about it. Yeah.
And so he's just, this is bad days for the East Roman Empire. because the Latin Empire, the Crusaders, the Western Crusaders come through, they take Constantinople. And when, Palaiologos retakes Constantinople, he sees all the rich Greeks in the south, Notaras, generations before, Lucas Notaras. He goes, look, do me a couple favors here. Conquer Kythera and it's yours, Parto. Fuck it. So he takes that and he puts some family there. That's my connection to the Notaras family. And then from Kythera, they expand out. And eventually they make their way, they move the family to Constantinople.
Yep.
And they make their way up the rankings over 200 years and they become second in charge. And he marries a Palaiologina.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
The sister of the emperor,
Kidding.
I believe. Right?
There was about, 16 of them, weren't there?
Sisters?
No, Polio, that name you just...
Palaiologos.
There's a few
Oh,
of
yeah,
them.
yeah. That's the last... that's
the last one.
like a
16th was the
dynasty.
last one.
Yeah.
So you're talking about the last one.
Constantine Palaiologos. Was he the 16th or the 11th? I think it was the 11th.
Oh, was it the 11?
Yeah, sounds more right.
Okay.
Yeah. I might be wrong. Fuck do I know?
No more than me.
And so, yeah, I believe his sister was married to Lucas Notaras. And... Lucas Notaras. So Constantine dies on the walls. Lucas Notaras is left to deal with the mess. And sitting there in front of the emperor, they cut his head off, whatever. And then Lucas Notaras is in charge of the navy.
It is the 11th.
Yeah. Lucas Notaras is in charge of the navy. The last Greek military vessel in Constantinople, 1453, is led by Lucas Notaras.
Yeah.
Hold that for a second. Hold that thought before I forget it. Then his daughter, Sophia Notaras, or it was Anna Notaras, one of the two. Sophia Palaiologina is more. So anyway, Anna Notaras catches a ship to Geneva and collects and Florence and collects all the money that her dad parked there in a little offshore bank. Nothing changes. And she takes it to Venice, right? And builds the Greek quarter in Venice.
Wow.
And with the church, she builds a church. What's it called? St. George of the Greeks.
Wow.
And I go there, and I'm there. When I went there, I'm there with Papa. I'm like, hey, you know.
We're connected.
I'm a little bit connected. This place.
My cousin.
Okay, buddy. We're all connected.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, and anyway, so that's the Notaras connection. 1453, Lucas Notaras in charge of the last military ship of the East Roman Empire. Fast forward a few years, 1922. Both my propapos from my dad's side and my mum's side, okay, they were one village away, it's not very far, are on the first Greek military ship to re-enter Constantinople in 500 years, whatever the fuck. The Averov, the Yorgos Averov. They're coming in when Turkey loses World War I. The Allies take over Constantinople. Greeks are part of those allies. And the Averov comes in. Greeks of Constantinople are waving Greek flags. And my papa on my dad's side, my pro-papa on my dad's side, is working in the coal mines because he's a little bit poorer than my mum's side, who's working on the right gun of the Averov. And the Averov is sitting in the port of Flisvos in Athens, which I go and visit every now and then.
Wow.
So I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, I started this journey 20 years ago as a kid with no grandparents thinking, I want to find some meaning, whatever. Never think he'd take you to the peak of the Roman Empire, to the gates of Constantinople, back home to Athens, to Venice, and then back home to Athens, where I live now.
Yeah.
And one question I ask as an entrepreneur is like, what the fuck does this do for me, buddy? All this running around, spending money, traipsing around, other than having a meaningful life. You know what? Sharing the story is one thing. Showing others, my story, they've found meaning in it. And I believe to know where you are, you need to know where you've come from. To know
100%.
And then you know where you come from, you know where you are, you know where you're going.
Yep.
For me, I think the only thing I've ever done really well in my life is get a good understanding of who I am, what I am, and then be delusional beyond what I can do. Okay, I know what I am. I know what I can do, but let's dream beyond that.
Yeah.
So that's always been something that's been front of mind. But that was a long journey of discovery. And then the last item of all this was like, why am I so dark-skinned? I'm a mavro, let's be honest. For a Greek, I'm the darkest Greek you ever get. I lived in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, and I went to a boxing gym there. And I spoke a bit of Spanish, Daxi, and they go, you're not Mexican? I go, no. I'm Griego, Greek. They call me Negro Griego, the black Greek. And when I started comedy, that was my name. I called myself the Negro Griego
Yeah.
That's mad.
in Barcelona. And
Yeah, but the original Greeks were dark haired. They weren't fair.
the OG Greeks, like pre-Dorian invasion, pre-Archaeans, the Achaeans, were dark skinned. And I'm also from the Peloponnese. And
You're saying the Dorians were fair, were they?
the Dorians were dark too, but the Achaeans were dark. Mycenaeans, for example, dark.
They were all dark.
For sure. And
It's all geographical.
100%.
Southern Greece.
Yeah.
The more northern, the fairer you are.
yeah, but at the end of the day, there were Cytherians who aren't as dark as me. My first cousins aren't as dark as me.
Yeah. That's the Venetian influence.
North Italy, they're
North Italy, they're
blonde.
fair. They're fair, of course.
Blue eyes. Some have red hair.
Yeah.
So I'm there thinking, you know what? Mind you, everywhere I've gone in the world, and it's part of my set, which I'm going to perform tomorrow, is everyone. When I went to Japan, they thought it was Indian. In America, Mexican, goes without saying. And all of Europe, Arabic, Moroccan, Turkish,
Yeah.
Syrian, all of that. Never Greek.
You've taken in every minority wherever you go.
No.
Yeah, but you know what? I had similar. When I was in Italy, they thought I was Italian. In
No.
Spain, they thought I was a famous matador. To the point, they had to take me to their cafes with big chunks of meat hanging out of the ceiling. I had to go to one that was like purely on matadors. And the girl I was with, she said, stand underneath, I want to take a photo of you because she thought I'd look like this fucking clown. Then thought I was Turkish. I've had Palestinian. I've had Israeli. I've had everything. So if you're Southern European, you
100%.
sort of blend in.
And look, my dad was a farmer.
Yeah,
I didn't have generations of good living to light on my skin,
yeah.
right? So anyway, I'm like, fuck it, let me do a test. Anyway, it'll be amazing content. If I come out Syrian or whatever, or Turkish, I won't be publishing the video.
Yeah, just hide
I'll go
it.
back in the files.
Yeah.
Ask them to recheck.
Yeah, and then I'm like, and then he came out, I'm like, and he says whatever it was, 56% Greek from Crete and Peloponnese and Kythera. I was like, you betcha.
Nice.
But I'm like, what's the rest of this? And it's South Italian,
Yeah, okay.
which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And then whatever, 1% Balkan, which is a mix of whatever the fuck, which could also be Greek. They include Greek Balkan. So I'm 100% not, I'm 100%
So
European.
no Arab, no
That's all.
Turkish.
That's all.
I saw
Which you
that
can't
clip.
say about pretty much any other part of Greece, except for the Ionian Islands, maybe.
Yeah,
Even Turks were in the Ionian Islands.
yeah.
And I don't have a problem, even if I was Turkish. If I'm Turkish, whatever. I'll be a nationalist for that country.
Yeah.
I start talking Turkish history. Let's get some, I got, 100,000 Greek followers. Let's do 100,000 Turkish followers for the
If
next
that's
one.
you,
I'll do the Kinezo
Yeah.
Chinese history. I'll be Kinezo for the next 100,000.
Yeah.
I'm all about the blue homeland, he says.
Oh, fuck it. Let's go Erdogan, Baker. But the Turks, every other comment, someone doesn't like my content, no problem. But they're like, you're a Turk, you're a Syrian, you're Indian.
Yeah.
Like, Malaga, now that I know I'm Greek, let's do your DNA test.
Yeah.
Turkish boy, let's see how Greek you are.
And I like
So they've
I
banned
saw
it,
your
haven't
clip.
They banned it, but like, how do you ban the DNA test comes in the post and you send it back in the post.
Yeah.
See how
How are they going to ban it? Yeah.
And on my heritage DNA, every time, because they'll post other people's DNA if they get their permission. And every Turk, they're like, Mert from Turkey, what's their DNA? And he says Greek 92% and then 0.8% Armenian. And I just say, well.
yeah.
Ekatortha, fucking like skefta. They're like, where's your DNA test? I'm like, oh, it's pinned video in my profile. They're like, fuck.
Wow.
But mind you, I get the most hate from Greeks.
Yeah.
Really?
Always. Oh, every single, all the time. Before DNA test, I've always.
What do they say?
Kita, based on my phenotype, how I look, it's always you're an Indiani, you're a Turk, and I always say the same thing. I'm like, hey, I got a DNA test video pinned. Take a look at that.
Yeah.
You're wrong. God bless. Good luck to you. But before, if the hate isn't about how I look, it'll be about like I speak too fast. That's a big one.
That's a strange one, really.
Yeah, is that it?
Just small markers. I mean, I don't even really read the comments too much now. But the other stuff will be like, I don't know, very like Albanians. I do have a strong Albanian hate following.
Anti-follower.
Really?
Yeah, people will follow me just to hate.
Wow.
Honestly, I have no problem. Turks usually they're like, yeah, symphono with what you're saying, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because they got the same problems as we do in Greece.
Yeah.
They're dealing with the same bullshit, just different language. Albanians usually, because I talk history, inevitably, I'm telling a story that
Okay.
I would
And
grow
they get
up with.
upset with.
And they get upset because they grew up with a different story.
Yeah.
So I just delete those comments. And as for some of our other neighbors, same shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, at the end of the day, I don't blex it too much with comment sections, Gafta, because look, the basis of my content is this is who I am,
Yeah.
and I'm a curious person. I like to learn shit. That's it. If I start arguing with an Albanian guy in the comments and I'm getting emotional, I'm like, Malaga,
Yeah, don't get dragged
What for?
into that. Yeah.
what the fuck do I care? I'm here to entertain people.
Yeah.
Timenyazi. So, no.
What about the Alexander the Great stuff, Macedonia stuff?
Nah, look at that. For me, being Catherian, Peloponnesian, I like to go all the way back, do a full assessment of things.
Yeah.
Alexander the Great never conquered Sparta, as far as I'm concerned, and Kythera was first colonized by the Lacedaemonians, as far as Thucydides is concerned. So I got no kamia skesi with Alexander the Great. As a Greek, different story. Obviously, he's Greek. As far as like today, you know, when you build a nation, from a geopolitical perspective, you're telling a story like I'm telling a story about anything in my life, whether I'm selling a business or whatever. And you might not like it as a Greek how Ataturk built a nation, but if we had an Ataturk, we'd love him.
Yeah.
Obviously, based on
proud of it.
You'd be able to build a country and took them from a bad situation and put it into a good situation, and they skipped on World War II. We're obviously building a nation, and I think, unfortunately, because we didn't get Constantinople, we made our capital Athens, which I think was a massive L, not just because we didn't get Constantinople, but also because we as Greeks are more East Roman than we are ancient Greek. DNA, fuck DNA. I'm not talking about DNA because that's a long-ass story, but definitely from a cultural perspective,
Sure.
right? We're Orthodox. Our culture is Eastern Europe, Eastern Roman Empire. But how can you make... we don't have a big Eastern Roman city, and the one that we didn't have a high percentage of Greeks in it at the time, Thessaloniki. So it didn't make sense for nation building. Another example, I lived in Hungary for a decent period, and I lived in a part of the town called Old Buda. And this is all Polykatikias, Khrushchevkas, they're called, named after Khrushchev. Mm-hmm. And I went to the supermarket, and I shit you not, it's an underground Ipoyo supermarket, and I'm buying protein bars, and right here's Roman ruins. I didn't know there was Roman ruins in Budapest. But it doesn't match the story of the Magyars, the Hungarians, who are not European whatsoever in the classical sense of the word. But it doesn't match their story. Alexander the Great and ancient Greece and classical Greece and golden age Greece matches our story, right? So of course he's going to be front and center of our nation. I think inevitably when someone is bigger and greater than anybody that has ever come before, yeah, other countries and nations are going to try do the same thing in their nation building. Sure. Especially when they haven't got anything as big as in comparison.
Yep.
Can't sit here and not empathize. But they don't have a good case for it in our support. Like, dude, you know, there are countries that are similar to other countries in ethnicity and religion and other stuff. You know, the Skopje, like, the capital, in my opinion, should be Ohrid, O-H-R-I-D, on a lake.
The lake, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful city. Yeah. But, you know, people tell a story in different ways. I think there's the right way and wrong way to tell stories. And there's a better and a worse story. But they told the story how they told this story. And I think for Greece, there was a better way to tell our story. People think Greece, people think Alexander the Great. They think ancient philosophers were Eastern Roman before anything. And it's
We're
wild.
closer to Eastern Roman.
We're 100%.
Byzantian,
right?
yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And so even our own nation, we haven't told our story the best way I think we could have.
I agree.
So 100%. As for them...
Well, maybe give us some examples. How would you portray our nation?
We're East Romans.
Yep.
I mean...
it makes sense because that was our closest
100
connection.
Like for the last 2000 for 1400 the last 1400 years of independence and existence, we essentially were Eastern Roman, or Roman and then Eastern Roman, and before that, Greek was Greece and Greeks across the Mediterranean was amazing, but in Australia, we learned about ancient Greek stuff. We didn't learn about Eastern Rome, which is a crime because it's the longest reigning empire in European history.
Eastern, like Byzantium.
Yeah.
Was it like 1,000 years or something?
More than 1,000 years.
It's true.
1330, Constantine names Constantinople. 330, AD, and then 1453. 1,100 years plus.
Wow.
Not to mention, if you count Rome for Rome, from Augustus, first emperor to last emperor, Constantine the 11th, longest empire to ever exist, except maybe a couple of Egyptian ones and the Chinese, different story. But in Europe, it goes without saying. It's not even a debate.
Yeah, you're right. It's good.
Let alone the culture. I mean, I'm reading now the Skilitis. What's called Skilitis is a writer, and he covered like centuries and centuries of East Roman history. I don't know why the fuck it's in Madrid, but it's rolls and scrolls and pictures and things. Right. It's in Madrid, and that book should be its own Netflix series. But we got to hear about fucking the Odyssey again. I got to fucking for this.
You've just opened a can of worms.
Started.
We might have to.
We might attack that from 100 different angles.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, you know, we are East Roman. We're so East Roman, but we don't know it because Venizelos needed to tell a story. Kolokotronis needed to tell a story. Cappadocia needed to tell a story. And we needed a capital, and we got a cool building on a hill, and we got Thessaloniki was a dream. We was nowhere near only Thessaloniki. Salonik, it was called at the time by the then rulers.
So what do you reckon? Thessaloniki would have been a better capital city than Athens?
Yeah.
Is that what you're thinking?
You got to look at the census data. As far as I can't base myself, it was majority Jewish.
Yeah,
and Bulgarian.
too.
Yep.
Like, and at the time, Athens was we already moved the capital from Nafplio to Athens.
Yeah.
And then to move it to Thessaloniki would be another big shift. And, you know, you want the Greeks if you want to build in Greece, you want the Greeks to be the majority people.
Yeah.
And we're going to war with Bulgaria every 5 seconds at the time.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Bulgarians, like, I wouldn't have done it. Then you need there for Thessaloniki to be the capital at the time. And also we got it, and it's not the center of the country geographically.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was never going to happen, and that's the only. I mean, Patra has a couple of Mikara Pragmata that are Byzantine, East Roman, but Constantinople, we would have changed everything.
Yeah.
You and I would be sitting here calling ourselves Romai.
Yeah.
Probably something different. But actually, it's not like as a nation building tactic. Yeah, call us ancient Greeks. Connection, you know, Etsy. I don't think it's the worst
a
thing.
massive part of our history. It's hard to sort of just erase it or not talk about it. I think it is important.
Yeah, 100%. Like, and it's cooler. That's a shame. That's the big shame. Like,
and we don't want to let it go because, as you know, all these other countries are trying to piggyback off it.
100%.
Albanians and North Macedonians.
I've studied. Okay, I've read some books and shit about Chinese history, Indian history, Japan, Bandu, Russia. The thing is, the reason people are obsessed with Greece is we're simply cooler than everybody. We're not more important.
That's why they
maybe
want
the least
part of it.
But we're so cool. We're just cool, man. Do you know,
Can't argue with that.
We're cool.
100%, yeah. And
So-
everyone wants a part of it. Everyone wants to be that.
Nah. So, and that's why, you know, I had a long conversation today with the crew that are going to perform tomorrow about demographic collapse, this and that. And, you know, whether there's 5 million of us or 10 or 20 around the whatever, I think it's never really been about how many there are of us. It's been about the few and what they do. I mean, that's the most famous battle of all time through Thermopylae. That's the message, right?
Yeah,
and maybe the battle today is on culture. And how is culture perpetuated today? Podcasts, shows. That's why I'm here in Australia, right?
Yeah.
So it's like the battles have changed to how it used to be.
The battle lines have changed.
Nah. Borders. What are you going to do with a bit more land? What are you going to be a farmer? The biggest companies in the world aren't land-based agricultural companies anymore. They're tech companies. There's a couple of data centers that are running. Google, Alphabet, and Meta now.
It's story wars now. It's,
100%.
Who owns the narrative and what the narrative is.
100%. So like you can, I mean, another can of worms. I know we want to wrap up, but like I lived in Cyprus. I've been to the occupied part. We're doing better in the south. Look around, right? Look at the GDP per capita, life expectancy. They're doing better in the south. Now, obviously, I could sit all day and say what happened was wrong, which is obviously correct. But Cyprus is doing well based off, you know, how they've organized and managed and done stuff. For them to have the land itself, it's not about the land. Fuck the land. It's nice land, but it's not about the land. It's about what you do basically.
Yeah.
In business, in health, and how you organize and manage stuff. It's not about land anymore. That's why would I like Constantinople? Yeah, bro. I love it. But is it going to change the way we are? No, because the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. The way we do Greece now is not well. You think we're going to take Constantinople and all of a sudden things are going to go well for us? No. You got to make your bed before you go out and tell the world what to do.
You don't think we're doing Greece well at the moment?
By the only thing that's going well in Greece is shit that's been given to us, which is culture, history, lifestyle. She's never changed. We've always been the best at culture and lifestyle. Other than that, I don't know. We might be the worst. The worst at...
Because economically, from what we hear, again, from the outside in, it's growing. We're doing well.
It's growing, but that's like...
but compared to the rest of the Europe,
looking at Hiroshima and being like, look, there's a little fito here. Like, this is amazing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
What are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Like, Greece has not gotten to the point it was at pre-crisis.
Okay.
So we're still making up for it.
Wow.
And we're not even...
And you're talking from inside out.
Yeah.
So in Greece, you live there,
just
local.
Look at GDP. Google GDP. We were not even close to where we were in 2008.
Wow.
This is the interesting thing because what's fed through the media to here is obviously, the recovery stories and whatnot. And then you go over there and you start talking to the locals and whatnot.
Of course.
And the outlook is far bleaker.
This is a big thing I always talk about with my clients who want to sell their businesses or want to buy businesses. And I think about it all day, every day, about my career and everything. If you're going to fight a battle in your career, whatever career you get into, you want to make sure if you win, you actually win, right? So we're in the EU. They wanted us in the EU. They want us to win. That's being in the EU is winning, right? But now here we and getting bailed out apparently was winning, and we're in the good books. But like, name me one business, the most famous Greek company that operates outside of Greece. They don't exist. I'll answer for you. They don't exist, right? I can tell you Greek diaspora companies that are famous.
Sure.
Apart from the shipping magnates. But
but like those companies aren't based in Greece.
Yeah.
And the taxes are zero, right? Yeah. And their kids and themselves, they live in Monaco and other countries, and their kids live in France and New York. There's nothing Greek about what they do except for the employees, right? So it's like Greece is winning at the worst game that, like we're in the EU, we're a strong member of the EU, which means having the infrastructure for the tourists that the EU brings in, that, the point of tourism, the idea behind tourism and having a strong tourism industry is that the biggest companies make some money, the medium companies make some money, the smaller companies make some money, and the tiniest individuals make some money. But the biggest companies are owned by the biggest companies. What would they be? Airlines.
Sure.
Hotels. Most hotels are not owned by Greeks. The airlines are owned by others.
Foreigners,
except for Aegean, which is, I think, listed in Athens. The airports are owned by
Germany.
Fraport is fucking Germany.
Yep.
And the German government specifically.
And the
which
ports
is
are owned by
we
China.
sold the airports to pay off Germany.
Yes.
And so they got both.
So we gave them to them for free.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, so the top level, mostly Greece and Greeks don't get benefit of that.
The ports are owned by China as well.
Of course.
Yep.
At the medium level, the smaller Airbnbs are owned by a lot of them Xeni, smaller hotels owned by Xeni. And then we have the small money, the peanuts we're working with. Periptero, taxi driver.
Yeah.
But the infrastructure isn't just, our infrastructure isn't supporting the periptero, they're supporting the whole thing.
Yeah.
You're telling me 30 million people come to Greece and we're making triches off it, about the infrastructure has to support them. But in Portugal, they only have 24 million, 25 million tourists, but they make more money or just about the same money that we do.
So more money stays in there or goes to
Their
Greece.
average order value their lifetime customer value, basically, to use e-commerce terms, is higher than Greece.
Wow.
Right? We're the cheap, shitty option. So it's like, again, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything.
Yeah.
We're doing shit the lazy way. You come to Kerkira, as a drunk tourist, you get a ftino Airbnb or hotel, you lose your mind getting drunk in the streets, our doctors and hospitals need to make up for it, and our roads and this and that. How do we win? How is this winning? We're not winning, right? So, yeah, no, I don't think we're winning. at all.
Do you think Mitsotaki's doing a good job, or could he be doing with someone else can do better?
I mean, I definitely think I could do better.
Throw your hat in the ring,
When you
George.
get into politics,
Everyone's been asking me, why not? Because I like my life.
yeah, you don't want the stress.
Yeah, and I think I've definitely thought about it.
Because I work for Phidias in Cyprus.
Has it?
Well,
His only goal is attention, not attention for a means to another end. His goal is attention, right? So it's like, he doesn't care about doing a good job on Messos. He's like, you know what? I've been elected to the EU for Cyprus. How can I best represent my people who've been suffering for 50 years?
He said it himself on this show that it's all about the content first.
Yeah.
He said it himself.
Look, I'd love to get famous. Who doesn't like to get famous? But I want to get famous to either get money or affect change in a positive way. Other than that, what's fame for?
Yep.
You want to be, because there are influencers that are very famous. Look, I make no money for my content, so maybe I'm a hypocrite here, but I plan to make money, right? And I maybe plan to affect some change, even if it's just to entertain.
Yep.
There's people who have a lot of followers and make little money and little positive effect on the world. There's people who make have very few followers and very few views, but they do affect good change. They make hell of a lot of money, right? So it's like,
well, his party. So I just read it. He's
3 seats in Cyprus.
4
Yeah,
seats.
he's in there.
In May 2026.
Yeah.
The Direct Democracy Party.
Yeah, a piece of halloumi could get 4 seats in Greek or Cypriot parliament. Let's be fucking honest, right? Let's look at the quality. Look, in Australia we have, I guess, some quality levels,
Some standards, yeah.
assurances in Parliament.
Yeah.
I made one video looking at who the EU parliamentarians are for Greece. Now let's start with the basketball player, the tennis player, the butcher.
Yeah.
She's a butcher. Didn't I support? That's her career. She was a butcher.
Yeah.
She's a butcher. So there's that guy. The meteorologist who keeps saying he's a meteorologist, but you can't call yourself a meteorologist if you didn't go to meteorology school. Not a meteorologist. The TV presenter who never did anything but TV present. And like Zoe, whatever the hell her name was, which was found with €500,000 worth of Qatar money in an apartment. Like we're dealing with like it's insane. It's an embarrassment. And of course, one of my favorite, some lady, Olga something with a German last name, who's part of the royal family.
Okay.
I think, honestly, the only reason I wouldn't do Greek politics is because it's so easy. The fact that you're asking me makes you think that it's possible, and it's only possible because it's so easy to get into.
Yeah.
I want a real challenge. I don't know. I walked across Greece. What's next? To get into Greek Parliament, to get into EU Parliament for Greece. Firstly, EU Parliament, you're one of what?
Yeah.
4 million people.
Yeah.
There's no power in the EU Parliament.
Yeah.
So there's no change. So that's not going to happen. Are you going to make some money from the connections you get in there? Potentially, maybe legally, illegally? Probably. I'd rather make my money the clean way. So then it's like Greek Parliament. They have 3 seats for the diaspora for not the next election, the next election. What are you going to be? 1% of the 300? What are you going to do with that? You can't affect change. Will I get a nice little pension when things? Yeah. Well, look, if I'm relying on a pension, €4 a month from the Greek government when I'm 65, I fucked up. I'm good. I'd rather really have no money.
Yeah.
So it's like, whether it's 3 seats or 200 seats, if things are going to happen, it's going to happen in a much bigger way when I'm maybe a bit more established. And I'll wait till then. Yeah, I'm in a rush. I've got to do Guinness World Records and comedy and run a business and all this stuff at the same time. Let's be patient. So as for that, we'll wait.
Yeah.
I'll answer you in 20 years.
Well, on that note, I mean, we've run out of time, but George, I mean, this has been fantastic because
My pleasure.
I mean, one of the real genuine loves that we have on this show is obviously history. We've touched a lot on that. Mate, we're going to have to bring you back at some point because there's so much that we need to talk about.
Sunday. Sunday.
We're going to have to bring you back.
Next time I'll do a comedy show. Next time I'm aiming to do a comedy tour around Australia. That's the plan for the next time I come. So
Really?
that's the plan. I'll come by then.
Yeah, 100%.
Fantastic.
Mate, that was brilliant. Oh, my God. We could talk to you forever.
Absolutely. Well, before you go, plug your social media. Where can people find you?
George Moulos. You type that in anyway, you'll find me. George Moulos Official on Instagram, YouTube George Moulos, TikTok George Moulos. Come to my comedy shows.
We didn't get to talk about your house that you're building, but we're going to have to watch yourself.
That's good.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah,
That's
it's
this.
coming. I saw your first few. Pretty funny.
No.
Yeah.
It's coming along. I got to deal with the Greek government and paperwork, so that's why it's taking
The
a long
Greek government.
Yeah, bravo, mate. Well, mate, thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure.
Today.
My pleasure.
It's been awesome.
All the very best, mate. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, guys, uzotalk@outlook.com is the email. Follow us on social media @uzotalk and @uzo_talk on Instagram, also on YouTube. Nick Athanasiou, George Moulos. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Uzo Talk is produced, written and presented by Tom Skolarikas and Nick Athanasiou. Our theme music is written and played by Peter Apostolidis, with additional music from George Kalapidis and Bouzouki legend Thanasis Polykadriotis.
Ακολουθήστε μας στο Soundees, στο Spotify, στο Apple Podcasts και στο Google Podcasts.